mayonnaise on pizza.
Oh, that was a whole controversy. I couldn't believe it. Listen, you're from the UK. You know, the people in the Brits love mayonnaise, right? Am I right or wrong?
True.
True. And on a night out or anything like that, the first thing you go for is some chips and some mayonnaise with some cheese on top. Oh, delicious, right? And I first tried mayonnaise and pizza back in the UK, obviously, when I was very young. And it's delicious. And so for my birthday, the girls of the AEW locker room, we all had like a little pizza party for my birthday. And they all tried it. And whether Nyla Rose likes to admit it or not, she loved it. I want that. I want that. I want that in a statement. I need it out there. She's trying to fight me on it. She loved it.
Fair enough. Okay, on to the more serious stuff.
Yes.
Wembley, how are you feeling? It is days away.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm so excited just because I'm really excited to come home so I can get my full British accent back, if I'm being honest. Because right now it's very hybrid. But I'm very excited to see my family. And my family, my family didn't come out like this, even for the WWE shows that I did when I came over there. This one, they know is so special. So poor the ticket guy, Rafi, bless his heart. I was like, Rafi, I need so many tickets. All my nieces and nephews coming. I have my brother and sister-in-laws, like I just have so many people coming out. I have people flying from America coming over because this is AEW's, their WrestleMania. All In is gonna be essentially their WrestleMania. And it's really, really exciting. And I love that aspect of them being like, you know what, if we're gonna go to the UK, we're gonna go big or we're gonna go home, and the first thing they thought of is like, let's do Wembley Stadium. And the amount of naysayers, let me tell you, you know how negative people can be on Twitter, especially, but everyone was just like, they'll never fill it out. They'll never be able to even get half the capacity in there. And I love that AEW has that underdog thing where they always come out on top. Like you can say no to them and but eventually they will prove everybody wrong. And that's why I love being a part of this company so much. And to prove them wrong in my home country, I mean, wait, can I swear?
Yeah, no, sorry, it's fine. We just bleep it out.
Okay, yeah. I was like, oh, you should bleep this. I'm like, holy bleep all that out.
I'm definitely going to clip that and just put that online.
Yeah, exactly. If you can, and just be like, this is Saraya's reaction to being in England. No, I'm really excited. And even though, my partner in crime, Tony, doesn't want to go back to England and she doesn't want to perform at Wembley Stadium, she supports me and I support her. And we're going to be helping each other out big time at Wembley Stadium. And I'm happy that I get to do it with her. And I'm happy that I get to have Ruby, third sweetheart, ringside. And then I get to have my family ringside too. How wonderful is that?
Just in terms of your family, with their legacy in this country,
yeah,
how much does this match mean to them? Because they've done stadium events themselves, they've been around for decades, and now this.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So my dad has been obviously wrestling since the 80s, and created WAW, I believe in 94. I should know this info already, but here we are. But yeah, so obviously I've been surrounded by wrestling and my whole family's been surrounded by wrestling most of their lives and all of my life. And so just to have one of their own showcased on the biggest stage you can get at Wembley in England is massive. And my family are just really supportive. I remember telling them I can wrestle again, and we all cried our eyes out on FaceTime. It was just wrestling is our blood. It's our lifeline. We eat, sleep, wrestling. Like we love it. So my family could not be prouder. And the fact that I have such a big family of wrestlers too, and they're like a family royalty, wrestling royalty in the UK. And to just have them again ringside and be there to support me, it's just a big thing. And it's a big thing for my family. It's a big thing for WW. And people have got to know them so much more with the movie too, it being the #1 movie in the UK, fighting with my family. And so, yeah, so it's just a really special moment for everybody involved, not just me, but the whole Knight family.
Yeah. And your nephew is actually wrestling that weekend as well.
He is, and I will be going to it. He for Progress and Rev Pro, I believe, but I'm definitely going to go to the Rev Pro one with Zack Sabre Jr. And I'm going to be there front row supporting him, and he's going to be there front row supporting me the next day.
Nice, because the Progress one, he's wrestling DH Smith, so you've got like two massive royal
Yeah.
wrestling companies.
I feel like, you know, people are really getting to know Ricky now and just knowing how amazing he is as an athlete at such a young age. I mean, he's so much better than I was when I was 21 and 20. He's better than me now and I'm 31, you know, but he's just really good and he knows he's really good too. And I love that about him. He's just like, you know, so you know, then Zach hadn't worked out in himself for such a long time. But I've just seen this big shift in the way he is with things now, and he's gotten the best. I don't know if you saw pictures, but Zach is in the best shape of his life as well. Like he is shredded and he is ready to go, and I'm just so happy for both of them. And I believe Zach's going to be there one of the shows. I have a Rev Pro Progress too, not wrestling, but being there next to Ricky.
Yeah. So I'm going to test you a little bit. Do you know what your last match in the UK was?
Oh my gosh. It was obviously with WWE, but I'm just trying to think of who it was against. I don't know if it was the Battle Royal.
Nope.
Was it? Oh, was it against Alicia Fox? I can't remember.
So it was an 8-woman tag match.
Yes.
It was you, Alicia Fox, Eva Marie, and Natalia against Lana Summer Rae, Naomi, and Tamina.
Oh my gosh.
And that was.
I knew that there was plenty of bodies, and I remember it being Alicia Fox, but yeah, because she was my girl, obviously. She still is my girl, but I just mean like in the wrestling. Dude, oh my gosh. And it was really wonderful as well, because even when I play heel out there, you know, you do have a lot of support, and I hope they still support me when I go there this time. Hey, boo or cheer, I don't mind. I'm happy with whatever outcome the crowd does, but usually they're pretty nice to me, whether I'm heel or a good guy.
When you look at the you from then, because that was like April 2016, what's the biggest difference between? Yeah, what's the biggest difference between then and now for you?
I've matured a lot, definitely. I've definitely matured. I'm sober, which is really nice. I've been sober for 5 years now. Yeah, I'm just very much at peace with who I am. And obviously it's really strange because in those years I retired and got told I would never wrestle again. And you know, I thought, and I was going for a big rough patch of my life around that time too, which was very much on the internet for everybody to see. But yeah, so just seeing the young Saraya or Paige to me now, I just feel a lot more confident in myself, and I feel very lucky that I healed the way I did too, mentally and physically, and that I get to be part of history again, but with a different company. I never thought in 2016 I would be where I am today. That's for sure. I didn't know if I would be alive, but also I never thought I would be out of WWE. I was just a huge loyalist to them. But you know, like those things come to an end and I still adore them. But I'm absolutely in love with AEW, and I just feel so lucky. It's meant to be.
Yeah.
This is meant to be. I'm meant to be with AEW. I'm meant to be sober. I'm meant to be mentally stable. Not fully. I mean, I'm still a nutcase, but you know, just not quite as crazy as I used to be.
So when you look at your injury, do you think there's a lot of issues surrounding wrestlers who have those kind of injuries and then come back? There's like a lack of trust, it seems, in those wrestlers because they could make those decisions themselves, but it never seems to happen.
Yeah. So you mean lack of trust with doctors and stuff, or what do you mean?
Trust from companies trusting wrestlers to say, I am fit enough to come back and I can do it.
Yeah, I mean, we all want to get back in the ring again. Like, it's really hard to tell a wrestler they can't wrestle ever again. Like, and everyone usually makes a comeback eventually. But when it's a serious injury like mine or Edge's or Brian's or, you know, Christian, like people, not a lot of people talk about Christian's injury. And you look at Kurt Angle, you know, and just Stone Cold, like it's just, there's so many people in that club where, you know, you can't wrestle and stuff like that, and it's really, really difficult to kind of take that. And yeah, it does take a lot, especially with wrestling companies. I mean, they don't want to see you hurt again. They don't want to see you hurt even worse, you know, and it's understandable. I mean, you become kind of, I wouldn't say a liability as such, in a way where they're like, oh my gosh, you're gonna cost us. They're just worried about your health and your safety, and that's okay. And so, but also I like to go to outside doctors a little bit too, because you get a complete unbiased opinion when it comes to your health and stuff like that. So going to this different doctor for my neck, I actually didn't go see a doctor at all in the past 5 years that I was out, because I got told I was never going to wrestle again. And there was a very tiny, tiny chance that I would ever get back in the ring again. And it wasn't going to be until years and years, away, and like when I was in my 40s or something. And so, and I remember asking, WWE if I can get checked, and they told me that that file was closed and they're not going to reopen it for me to go get my neck checked in any way, shape, or form. And I feel like that's where the misconception is, because everyone thinks that WWE said that I wasn't cleared and I couldn't wrestle anymore, blah, blah, blah. But it wasn't that at all. They never checked me. They never asked if I can get checked. I asked them numerous times and they never got me checked, which again, I can understand if they think it was going to take longer, because that's what their doctor told them. But, when I actually got the opportunity to go check myself and saw that my neck was 100% fine, and I asked the doctor, I was like, will I be paralyzed if I ever get back in the ring again? And he's coming from an unbiased opinion where he thinks wrestling is insanely dangerous, because he obviously works with athletes in American football and basketball, and like these massive singers and massive actors and actresses, and who do crazy stunts and all that kind of stuff. So he comes from an opinion where he knows that wrestling is very, very physical on your body, and something even small could really hurt somebody, especially someone with a neck injury. But he told me that I will not get paralyzed. He was like, your neck is 100% fine. You have all the fluid around your spinal cord. There's a lot of cushion there. He was like, if you do feel any kind of tweaks, which would be normal for anybody that's had 2 neck surgeries, he was like, just take some time away. I've never, since I've been back, had any issues. People complain, that I'm not wrestling as much as that I should, or that I've been complaining that I shouldn't be wrestling at all. And it's just, everyone has an opinion on what I should be doing outside of the wrestling business. Really frustrating, because they don't say that to the men, which is the most infuriating part. Like the men are really celebrated, and as soon as a female comes back, it's like they don't have trust in me whatsoever. Like the fans. Yeah. Like some of the fans, I would say just the internet fans, rather, because people in person, they're supportive and they're sweet, and they'll come up and they'll say, I'm so happy that you're back, but then the internet fans will just make fun of my neck, or say that I'll end up breaking it again, or that WWE should was right for not re-signing me, because they were, and I think I've seen 25,000 doctors and they all said no until I got to one, which again is not accurate. But I just wish there was a lot more trust in females coming back into the business again, because I promise you, my neck is great. I feel fantastic. And a lot of the times the girls have to hold me back, because I want to do all these crazy things, and they're just like, take your time, and it's really sweet to have that support though, and I need to be told to calm down. And so I know that was a long-winded way to get to your question, but again, we like to talk too.
Was there a fear though in your first match and since then that something could go wrong if you take a bump or whatever, or is that just completely gone now and you don't even think about it?
Yeah, now I don't think about it. When I first came back, that was the most scared and most stressed I have ever been in my whole wrestling career. I'm talking about making a debut on the night after WrestleMania, doing WrestleMania matches, being the first NXT Women's Champion, making that walk debut into AEW. These are all big moments of my career. But the match, to come back after being out for 5 years and being under so much scrutiny, whether people are supporting me or whether they think I'm going to absolutely fail and fall on my face or get hurt again, there were so many eyes on this match, and I didn't feel fully confident in myself on my wrestling level. And luckily I had a great, dance partner in Britt, who was really encouraging. But I was just I felt stressed out because she got put under all that stress to match someone that had a career-ending injury. And I feel like people don't give her flowers enough for that, for the fact that she did that. And that's a lot of pressure, And so, so I felt really stressed out. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't really eat that much that week. And I just felt like I wasn't at my best physically. I felt like I was good physically, but people tell you it's like riding a bike. It was like riding a bike the first time I came back, because I was only out a year and a half. Over 5 years, it's not like riding a bike. They lied to me. It's not. I was just like, I'm so scared. I'm like, what do I do again? It's just, I was terrified. And then the third week when I did the promo and I completely the bed with that, like that's on me. Like I didn't do a very good promo. I have no idea what I was supposed to be saying or doing, you know. And I was so scared to have a mic in my hand again in front of a crowd, and I completely the bed with it, and I got crucified. And I remember saying to myself and saying to my boyfriend too, and I was just like, I think I made a mistake. Like, what did I do? Like, I feel like, you know, that live long enough to become the villain thing, you know.
Yeah.
But I was like, I was absolutely terrified. But then, you know, I got back in the swing of things, and I did that promo with Britt again when we were both in the ring, and I felt like I was getting my confidence back. And then, you know, once the match passed, it was like, okay, now I got that out the way. Okay, I feel more confident, and then I had more reps and more matches, and now I feel very confident. I'm like, I don't give a if you think I'm good. I don't give a think I'm bad. I'm having a great time, and I think that's because I'm standing alongside Tony and Ruby too.
So, just kind of away from the kind of the injury and stuff, would you say that this match now at Wembley is like, to steal a phrase from Cody Rhodes, you finishing your story?
No, I think it's the start of my story. Again, I don't think I'm not. I feel like saying finished my story. I feel like that kind of puts a button on my career. I understand from Cody's point, like he's finishing that long, you know, he has busted his ass for his whole career to get that moment, you know. But I feel like I have so many more moments that I want to conquer still. And so it's like the start of me ticking off those boxes of like what I want to do. So the fact that maybe it's my first end of the story where I came back and I'm having that big WrestleMania moment, the special moment with AEW, I'm having that big moment and it's awesome. And I feel like I have a lot to prove still to people, and I have a lot to prove to the fans. I have a lot to prove to myself, and I'm willing to showcase everything I've got coming this Sunday. And so, yeah, it's a start of something. I feel like I've just like it's a roller coaster, dude. It's got its ups and downs, but I'm at my top right now, and I feel great. And I hope I'm walking away from this relatively unscathed with the fans. I know they on Twitter they love to on me, but I'm like, even if I do, you know, pretty well, I feel like they on me either way. But I hope I walk away from this proud of myself.
So one thing I want to talk about is, obviously you've touched on it a few times, is the you get online.
Yeah.
How do you keep dealing with that? Because it's like constant.
Yeah. So, you know, as a girls' locker room, we talk about it all the time because everyone feels like they all get more hate than one another. But essentially, it's our algorithms. I mean, once you read one, that's all you're gonna get.
Yeah.
But I do get a lot of I really, really do. And I'm not just saying that because I'm like, oh, woe is me. No, I genuinely get a lot of and it's because of the stuff the decisions I've made in my past, or the fact that I left WWE and didn't go back when I got the call. I went with AEW instead. And a lot of people hate on me for that. And they hate on me because they don't think I was as good as I once was, or they hate on me because, you know, personal life, or they hate me because really good things to hate me about. Some of the things I think it's so ridiculous. You know, they hate me because I came back and I had a busted neck, and like they'll, you know, it's just the most ridiculous. They hate me now because you know, it's like I'm like, there's just so many different things that they want to hate me about, and that's fine. That's what you get with social media. You kind of open that door, and Twitter is just a cesspool. Whether you do something good or you do something whatever, they're gonna attack you either way. But what I've learned to do is delete it off my phone. Like, I need breaks sometimes where I'll just take it off my phone and just have like a little detox from there. And, you know, I'll keep like TikTok and just watch videos, you know, and a lot of my algorithm is just animals and they make me happy. So I just watch a lot of that. Or I just to spend time with my animals at home and my boyfriend and, you know, just chill in this jungle that we have as a house. It's so beautiful. And so, yeah, I just take that moment to really decompress. And then I remember I used to take things so personally. And I did the first 2 weeks I was back again. I took it so personally. And I was just like, what am I doing? Like, it's not real. Twitter is like the 1%, right? and my lines are still long at signings. I still have a big following on social media. I was the most searched female in AEW or in the wrestling world, obviously with Ronda just ahead of me. But I was the most searched like female wrestler in wrestling. And CM Punk, we were there, like, you know, representing AEW in that in that top 10 list. But I was like, people are talking about me, whether they hate me, whether they love me, like they love to talk about me, and they don't realize it's just helping me in the end. And I remind myself like that all the time. I'm just like, this is just helping me. It's helping my career. It's helping me keep relevant. They hate that they were like, I don't have to do very much for people to talk and keep me relevant. So I'm just like, I'll let you guys continue to hate on me and keep giving me those clicks. And I'll just sit back in my house without social media or my phone for a week or two, just enjoying my life.
Fair enough. So sum up your entire journey so far.
Say that again?
Sum up your entire journey so far from, you know, when you started to where you are now.
Gosh. Yeah, it's a whirlwind. It's crazy. I've literally gone from being in a small city in England, you know, a smaller company, and doing the independence, and managing to finally get signed to WWE, having a movie about my life, winning the Divas Championship, winning the NXT Women's Championship, to then completely come crashing down, no pun intended, but I completely hit rock bottom. I fell into addictions. I was with someone that wasn't good for me. I had friends around me that wasn't good for me. I dealt with really bad mental health issues. I had those tapes come out, you know, and just I had all these things kind of happen all at once. And then I made a big comeback, and I finally came back. It's just very up and down. And then I get taken away completely after a couple of months of coming out, of coming back, and being told I never wrestle again. But, you know, it's just a crazy whirlwind to then being told, like, hey, you can wrestle again, and now you're going to be performing at Wembley in front of 90,000 people. I don't know how to sum it up apart from what the, you know, like, what the, like, now I'm writing a book about it, and I'm 80% done with this book, and it's just talking to this, you know, this lady is like, because I'm not very good with words sometimes, so she's helping me write it, and I have to tell her every day, like, exactly how I was feeling or whatever. And she was just like, this is crazy. A lot of people wouldn't be able to deal with that. And it makes me feel like it makes me feel good, and it makes me want to give myself a pat on the back. But yeah, to sum it up, what the is my thing? What the
when so when are you planning on having that book come out?
It's going to be next year, definitely. It's probably going to be towards the middle, maybe, of next year. But yeah, so we are still in the writing stages, you know, and I was really fortunate enough where it got picked up and they're ready to go, and I just literally have to finish it and get it done. But I have to proofread everything, make sure everything's good. It's crazy when you're writing a book, because you'll go from like talking about something else, and then you remember something that you talked about with her like a couple of weeks ago, like, oh wait, I forgot about this. And then you have to try and remember times and dates and stuff, and you're like, oh my God. And you realize how much your brain is fried, like, you know, from wrestling and all that kind of stuff. And so it just takes me a while to remember certain things and certain like things that like you completely forget about. So it's kind of like therapeutic. But I'm really excited for people to be able to really see my side of just how my life is from when I was a kid, the stuff that I dealt with when I was a child, to, you know, everything. That year and a half where I was absolutely wild and out of control, to up until special moment at Wembley.
Fair enough. So last couple of things, we'll do quick fire. Ideal or dream opponent in AEW?
Ooh, okay. I would say ideal opponent. There's a couple. Chris Statlander. I love her so much. Oh my gosh. I just wanted to carry me everywhere, honestly. And I would love to face either Tony or Ruby. I've already faced Ruby, so I'll in that triple threat. So I'm gonna say Tony.
And someone from outside that you could bring in?
Ooh. I would love to face Sasha again, Mercedes, of course. That would be a button on the story. That would be a full circle moment, you know. Also, can it be anybody? Anybody.
Yeah.
Even if I would want to steal Charlotte or Bianca and bring her over here so I can wrestle them. Or Rhea Ripley. I love her. I'm like, who is gonna out goth each other? I think she has me for that one though.
Like Goth Wars.
Yeah.
What about a British talent? Pick 2 British talents you want to work with.
Okay, British talent. Let's see. My mum. I'm gonna say my mum on a big stage. That would be awesome. She would kick my ass though. Let's see. Trying to think. Dude, there's so many female wrestlers. I'm just gonna say my mum for this.
Good choice, because she'll probably kill you if you don't.
Yeah, she'll probably kick my ass if I say anyone else.
And last question: where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Hopefully, still wrestling. And also won a championship by then. And I mean, yes, still being a part of AEW and doing big things with them, and still continuing to be sober. And yeah, that's probably it. And hopefully, I have some family members that are signed. Can I grab my bird so we can make an appearance on here because he's screaming the place down? Come here. Sorry, Willard. Come here. Come here. Sorry, Willard is trying to keep him quiet, but he's just not having it. No, you're good. You're good. I understand. It's just Ronnie's getting tattooed. So this is Paulie.
Oh,
All right. All right. Take it. All right, he'll be quiet. He gets so mad if he's away from me for a second.
how old is he?
He's 6 months.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's just being very loud for no reason right now. He's mad at me because I left him. There we go.
Right, I will let him have you back.
Yeah, it's okay.
Right, really appreciate the time. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you. Sorry. Come here, Paulie. Come here. Come say bye. You say bye? He like waves and everything. Come here, bud. Okay, he's not having it. He's mad as hell. Come on. He's mad as hell.